You are listening to Part 14A of the podcast series, 21 Qualities of a Leader.
Quality number 14. When I look at leaders, I find that they're very good at problem solving. Your ability to solve problems is a quality that you really want to develop. John Foster Dulles, who was the former Secretary of State, said, "The measure of success is not whether you have a tough problem to deal with, but whether it's the same problem you had last year." The issue is not the size of the problem. The issue is it a continual problem? You see, if it is, it's because you have never really solved it. And leaders with good problem-solving ability demonstrate 5 qualities. Number 1, they anticipate problems. They have the ability to sense and see and anticipate problems. You see, if you keep your attitude positive but plan for the worst, you'll find yourself in a good position to solve problems that come your way. Number 2, they accept reality. Good problem solvers accept reality. You see, people respond to problems in 3 different ways. Number 1, they refuse to accept them. I know people that just says, "I'm not going to accept the problem." Number 2, they accept them, but they accept them as the victim. And they say, "Okay, I got problems and woe is me." Or thirdly, they accept them and try to make things better. Now, obviously, you want to get into category number 3. And what I want you to do is understand reality, and reality is life is tough and there are problems. That's just the way it is. Paul Harvey said, you can tell you're on the road to success. It's uphill all the way. And when I run into people who say, "You know what, I love what's happening right now. Things are just kind of going on their own." Can I tell you something? When anything runs on its own, it's coasting. And it's going downhill. Trust me on this. "Well, boy, I just want to get my company to the place where it just runs on its own. Boy, I just want to get my people where they just produce on their own." Wake up. Get a life. That's not the way it is. So you've got to come to a place where you accept reality and just understand that's not going to happen. Number 3, problem solvers see the big picture. The ability to see the big picture. The majority see the obstacles and only few see the objectives. History records the successes of the latter while oblivion is the reward of the former. Number 4, they handle one thing at a time. Oh, that's good. Richard Sloma has this advice: never try to solve all the problems at once. Make them line up for you one by one. I was in the IMAX theater recently with my family, and we were seeing the Lewis and Clark expedition. Boy, was that powerful. 2.5 year, one of the great happenings in America. 2.5 years of Lewis and Clark with a group of people trying to find a waterway all the way to the Pacific Ocean, and all the problems they had, the disease, the mountains. I mean, and the thing that impressed me the most about Lewis and Clark is that they realized that as they explored and went west, that they were going to run into a series of problems, but they said they determined to take only one problem at a time. So if the day it was to deal with the mountains, you just dealt with the mountain until you got there. You follow what I'm saying? And they just took one problem at a time. Number 5, problem solvers don't give up on the problem when they're discouraged. They just realize that discouragement's part of life, and you just can't give up on it in that period of time. Or my friend Bob Christian, who until this year played fullback for the Atlanta Falcons. Bob Christian said, "I never decide whether it's time to retire during training camp." George Matthew Adams stated, "What you think means more than anything else in your life, more than what you earn, more than where you live, more than your social position, and more than what anyone else may think about you." Here's the statement: every problem introduces you to yourself. It shows you how you think and what you're made of. You can measure a leader by the problems he tackles. He always looks for one his own size.